loosey-goosey bad review.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody knows, but it's provocative.
It's provocative.
Same but different. Come listen to these idiots talk about some movies when no one really asked for it. We're bad at sports, we don't have jobs, we're proud to be these nerds. And always remember, spoiler alert.
Welcome back to Same But Different. Brody, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I thought you were going to go, I'm all right.
Not every time. As you can see behind me, a room to figure out, but we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah.
And I'll make it look all nice for you guys.
I mean, to be fair, so do I.
You have a basement to finish.
I just want to get like a backdrop, like a plank, cork board or something something, you know?
Something. Gotta do something.
Something with a P. Something.
Tub something.
We
We are the second week deep into Apocalyptic April, and this week was the mission to watch Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind. Did you watch it?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. Did you watch it?
Oh, no, of course not. Why would I?
What are you doing here, man? What are you doing here?
Yes, I watched it just last night, so everything is good.
Lovely.
I did my homework. Did you?
Sure did. Watched it yesterday afternoon.
Nice.
I had a nice afternoon nap on the couch afterwards. But before we get to the review, we always have some movie news for you. So let's get to the news, shall we?
Let's talk about what's what in the movie business today.
All right. Because this comes out on Monday and we're reporting on the week prior, some of this news might not be actually new news to you guys, but we're just reporting it. Number one, Harry Potter. Have you heard about this?
Briefly, I refuse to click any articles because I think it's stupid.
Okay. Wow. All right. It is stupid. I agree. But Harry Potter is getting a reboot in the form of TV show on HBO Max. And I believe I read somewhere that J.K. Rowling is going to have her fingers in that pot.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What do we think about this?
Well, I hate J.K. Rowling. I love Harry Potter. It's just it's something that divides me. It's tough. Regardless, all of that, social commentary aside, if you're going to do more Harry Potter content, there's an entire universe of stories to tell. We do not need Harry Potter again. We don't. The fact that they're remaking the movies as a TV show and actually doing Harry Potter is stupid.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. And there seems to be an upcoming trend that's gaining traction of remaking fairly recent franchises or movies into another movie or a TV show. Remaking a specific thing doesn't bother me too much. It's the time that passes in between when you remake something. That's what bothers me. Harry Potter
couldn't agree more.
Harry Potter didn't end that long ago, and you're already remaking it. It started a while ago, but it didn't end that long ago. So that's dumb. That brings us into our next movie point.
I figured that was going to be the segue into this one.
Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, is teaming up with Disney again to make Moana again as live action. And he is starring as Maui. And I have a disgusting taste in my mouth when I hear about this.
No, I agree. I loved Moana. I thought Moana was a really, really, really strong modern Disney movie. That's not even 10 years old. I understand they're going to go through all of their movies, sure. But you got so many older ones that still deserve it, that maybe aren't as popular, that you could bring popularity to. Hello, Black Cauldron.
I know.
It would be the perfect live action movie.
Well, something tells me the driving force behind this is Dwayne Johnson, as usually it is. He's a big baby, and what he wants, he gets, because he has a bunch of money and influence.
Well, that's because it's about drive. It's about power.
Yeah, and Disney was like, yeah, we can get on board with that, 100%.
Yeah. We're hungry. We'll devour. Sorry.
It's so stupid. And I think The Rock is floundering from his DC fiasco. Also, there's an element of me that thinks he's like, I'm the only one that could ever play Maui. If they're going to remake it in the future, I'm going to be too old, so I might as well do it now. So there's that.
Yeah. He might be right to that extent if that's what he's thinking. Like, I can't personally see anybody but him playing Maui. But again, that's what recasting is for, to be like, oh shoot, I guess somebody else could.
Hopping on that Disney train a little bit further, we got to talk about how the new live action Little Mermaid has confirmed that there are a couple of songs in the live action remake that will have alternative lyrics because of progression and political correctness, and that's a really cool thing, but a lot of people are upset by it, and that's stupid.
Of course they are, because people are dumb and idiot. Get with the times, progress with the world, and stop complaining about every little thing, you stupid idiots.
Stupid idiots.
I haven't seen The Little Mermaid in quite some time, but I can't off the top of my head think of anything that was is like dated.
The specific example they gave in the article was the song Kiss the Girl, and how they're going to implement consent into the song.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I never liked that song. Is that weird? People love that song. I think it's a stupid song.
Maybe
why is a crab telling a little girl how to kiss?
That crab's seen a lot.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for movie news. That's all I've got. There's probably more stuff that came out today real quick. A bunch of Star Wars stuff got announced. A couple more movies. Some movies set way, way back 25,000 years ago in the Star Wars universe. And then there's another movie sequel coming out with Daisy Ridley as Rey, coming back to portray her character. Star Wars, man. It's just Star Wars.
And Asuka got a trailer, right?
And Ahsoka. Ahsoka?
Oh,
Ahsoka.
Sure. I don't know.
Got a teaser trailer, yeah. If you're into Star Wars, go check out all those announcements. They're pretty cool announcements if you're into Star Wars. If you're like Brody and you're not, ignore everything.
I like The Phantom Menace.
Yo, me too.
Okay, good, because that movie's good. I don't care what anyone says.
No, it's a great movie. The Phantom Menace is incredible. Jar Jar Binks is cool. And Darth Maul is my favorite Sith Lord.
Darth Maul's top 10 villains ever, I think. Anyway, we'll get to that list one day, maybe. The only bit of news I want to touch on, just because I'm excited, even though I never saw the fourth one, is that Shrek 5 is not technically announced yet, but it pretty much is. And all of the original cast is set to come back, which is very interesting because Cameron Diaz retired in 2013. So for her to come back over 10 years later for Shrek 5 would be pretty rad. And yeah, I'm here for it. I want to rewatch the Shrek movies. Like I said, I never saw 4. I don't even know if I ever saw 3. But I have a feeling this will be like a requel sort of thing where they'll bring me back in. Shrek 5 will be better than 3 and 4, even though I haven't seen them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe Cameron Diaz just retired her face and not her voice, you know?
Maybe.
She was a cool princess, which is a great segue.
That was good.
Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind, and Nausicaä is referring to a princess. That's why it's a good segue. If you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing here? Go watch it.
Pause the video. Come back in 2 hours. Oh, did you watch it in English?
I sure did.
Oh, I did not. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I prefer it.
That's, hey, to each their own.
Animation, I prefer dubbed. Live action, I prefer subbed. Let's start reviewing this movie. Our second Apocalyptic April movie. I'm always excited to dive into a Miyazaki film. I know I'm going to have a good time. Even if it's just like an okay, or even maybe it's a boring movie. I know the animation and Miyazaki, the storytelling, it's going to be good. The 1980s animation hits different than current animation.
100%.
It just feels so raw, organic, and I don't know. It's like watching something on film versus digital. There's something about it. There's something about it that's just so special.
Yep.
And I like that. I love jumping into Japanese fantasy stories. I think they're really good at inviting you into a world that already feels lived in and has all these special creatures and characters, and you just kind of are introduced and accept the world that you're brought into, and it's so unique and wonderful. Big mustache man with the swords who was really good at sword fighting.
Yes,
and
that was a wild mustache. Okay.
Yeah, he was awesome. I loved his character.
Okay.
He was very cool, very mysterious, and he was a father figure to Nausicaä. even before her father died. Like he was the father figure to the town, so he was a cool character. And Nausicaä also was a very, very cool character. It was really cool to see an entire town, village, city of people love their princess, and she's beloved by all. There's so much respect for her as not only a ruler, but just like as a human being. It was really cool to see. Not necessarily a bad point, but also I just want to say the character designs in this movie were just kind of meh. There was nothing special to anyone. The character designs were very basic, very human, very meh. And when I'm watching Japanese fantasy, like Final Fantasy or something like that, I expect there to be a little bit more flair to it, I guess. It wasn't bad. Didn't take me out of it. I wasn't like, oh, I hate this. It didn't annoy me. But the creatures were very cool. The designs of the insects and the creatures were awesome to look at. I loved that. The voice acting was incredible. So we had Patrick Stewart as, again, I'm forgetting the name, Yupi. We had Uma Thurman as the captain lady.
Okay.
We had Shia LaBeouf as the I forget characters' names, but as the kid who initially tried to shoot them down and then became friends with her later.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I didn't know any of this.
I believe the main girl is the girl who's in Drag Me to Hell. Like Nausicaä's
It is.
voice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list now, yeah.
The music was really cool.
Okay.
Sometimes it was very fantastical with like flutes and harps and things like that, like very, I don't know, Middle Earthy. But then other times when there was like evil stuff happening, some like 80s synth came in and it was really dope. Like I really liked that. It was a nice little fusion. Miyazaki knows how to write really good female characters. We've seen it in his films before, Princess Mononoke. His female characters, especially his female leads, are very strong, very driven, very courageous. They're really, really awesome to watch on screen. So I commend him for that. That's all the good I have for this.
It's interesting. So a lot of your good are not good for me.
Oh, this is going to be fun then.
Same but different.
So the bad is very, how do I put this? Very loosey-goosey for me, I'd say. Loosey-goosey bad review.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody knows. But it's provocative. It simply means that I don't understand why I have these points, just that I felt them.
Okay.
It felt like a 4-hour movie.
Oh, God, did it ever.
It was a little less than 2 hours, but it felt like a 4-hour movie. I thought I was laying on... That's why I had to take a nap afterwards. I was exhausted. It felt so drawn out and boring. I don't know why. There are a couple of minor things that I was like, what? You know me, on when a movie presents something to you, I want to know the explanation as to why. I really wanted to know why Nausicaä and how Nausicaä was able to use that little sound device and control the insects and calm them down. They never really went into how or why she was able to do that. When the captain lady showed up and killed her father, took all the villagers hostages, killed a bunch of other soldiers and villages, and then had the balls to be like, "Oh, we're just here to talk. We're here in peace. We're here to talk. Don't worry." I hated that so much.
Yeah.
It wasn't even sinister the way she said it. It was genuine, which means, I don't know, something wasn't connecting there. If she was genuinely a bad guy, I wanted her to walk in and be like, "You listen to us or die. Be straightforward. Don't come in, kill everyone, and be like, 'No, we're just here to talk.'" That was dumb. That was so dumb. Overall, the big problem I had with the movie is just that it felt like it was losing my attention every 20 minutes. There wasn't enough in the movie to keep me occupied and keep my attention. And then the ending was kind of weird. It was like, yeah, they defeated the human bad guys and all the bugs went home. But then, like, what happens now? The next time they step on the bug, they're going to get trampled by bugs again? Like, how did the ending solve anything? 6.5 out of 10. That's what I'm going to give this movie. I've seen better Miyazaki movies. I'll tell you that much. So I
Yeah.
wish I had more to say. I'm failing as a critic right now. I just
No,
don't.
you're not. You said so much more than I have to say.
Okay,
so.
okay, go. I'm going to stop talking. Go for it.
We have a lot of the same points, just we feel very differently about a lot of them. I, like you, found this movie very, very hard to pay attention. It constantly lost my attention. I found it rather boring. Every time it gripped me with an action sequence or something, the next scene I was like just, ugh, again. Which is weird. It's very, very easily, I think, my least favorite Miyazaki movie, which is a shame because I love Miyazaki movies, except for one, but I'm not going to mention it here because every time I mention it, I get so much flack. So that's irrelevant.
No, you got to mention it. This is YouTube. Mention it.
My Neighbor Totoro sucks.
Oh!
It's boring. There's so Miyazaki Castle in the Sky is my favorite Miyazaki movie. I absolutely adore it, and I love a lot of them. Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke. They're all so good. Totoro falls short. This one falls even shorter, in my opinion. It was mildly interesting, I guess is the way I'll put it. At least initially. But the story, it lacked a lot of focus and engagement as it went on. It's just one long rambling story. Like it's filled with random turns of events, and it just gets worse as it goes on, proving that it gets worse as it goes on. The ending was cheesy and rushed, and like they were trying to tie up a bunch of loose ends as quickly as they could and just failed doing so, in my opinion. It was like the ending of Rent. You have the balls to kill your characters. Don't kill them and bring them back. Ugh. There's no character depth, like at all, or variety in the characters. Like there's either this person's a good guy or this person's a bad guy. There's no gray. It's very stereotypical in how it shows the good and the bad side of everything. And I thought Nausicaä herself, like she's cool, but I don't want to use the word boring, but she has absolutely no flaws. It's like she's the exact perfect person for this job. I need a little bit of flaw in my main characters. I think those are all my like bad, which is a lot of bad. I think, like you, the visuals were, for the most part, like very captivating. It was very impressive to see, the early 80s animation. It just looks so good. Like you said, very different from what we get nowadays. And the soundtrack. Well, what's interesting with the soundtrack is they used it very sparingly. There was only a song every maybe 15 minutes or something like that, if I were to guess, but it kicked in like video game boss music, and it always got me hyped, which was pretty cool. True. But yeah, oh gosh, that might be all the good. The visuals and the soundtrack. There was no deeper meaning except for some naive, half-hearted attempts to talk about war and the environment, but it just felt forced. Yep. I think kids will enjoy this, but I think at this point adults are gonna find it tedious. Like we kind of just both agreed that it is. I gave it a 5 out of 10 because I don't think it was a bad movie. I just didn't like it very much, and I'm gonna give it straight smack dab average. 5 out of 10.
The more I think about it, I'm regretting giving it a 6 or 6.5 because I've given some good movies some 6s and 6.5s.
Oh, okay.
Movies that I enjoyed. I think I'm being too generous. I feel like I would even go lower and give it a 4 or 4.5.
Retconned 4.
Yeah, I'm
wow.
Retcon, a new addition to the show. Retconning.
Retconned.
Yeah, I gotta put it lower because not only do I love what you're saying, but I'm also thinking about movies that I gave 6s and 6.5s, and I like those movies. So, retconning 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
4. I'm going to stick with a 5 because, again, I think this could be some people's cup of tea. It's got an 8 on IMDb. A lot of the user reviews are praising it. I know it's not a bad movie. There was just a lot about it that didn't work for me as a audience. So yeah, we got some movies left still. We got, 3 episodes left still? Oh, dang.
And I don't
It's only the 7th.
And the way we record now, I can't even see you reveal it, so you have to announce it.
Oh, true. Yeah, we switched the recording if you haven't noticed, so I'm less laggy. Hopefully it works. I do need to there was a piece of garbage in the hat. This is not a choice. This is garbage. So obviously that goes on the floor.
1 week you put in the same movie you drew before. The next week you're tossing your garbage into your hat.
Well, to be fair, this hat is just on the ground beside my desk, so garbage just naturally made its way into it.
Right. Starts to look like a garbage can after a few.
Let's go ahead. I'm not going to look because some choices are, bigger than others.
Okay.
This one.
Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. That's upside down. Oh, I'm actually really excited for this one. We got Escape from New York.
Okay, cool. That's definitely a movie I should have watched by now.
Yeah, I know this is just going to be your cheesy 80s action like a Big Trouble in Little China, which I love. So I have a feeling this movie won't be any good, but I'm going to adore it. That's what I think.
It's got to be at least a little good because it's John Carpenter, right?
Escape from New York next week. Give it a look. You got 7 days to watch it.
Watch the movie. Just watch
the movie.
Watch movies. They're good for you. They're like vitamins. Yeah. Take your movies. On theme with Princess Nausicaä, we decided to put together a list of our top 5 princesses in film, not Disney princesses.
Because that would monopolize the category way too much.
We can do Disney some other time, but this time it's going to be princesses that aren't Disney. Wait, let's set this up for the short. Hold on.
Are we both rubbing our hands together right now?
Did you hear that?
I heard it, yeah.
We're making a fire over here. Top 5 princesses that are not Disney princesses. Number 5, we've got Anastasia.
Number 5, okay.
Number 5, Anastasia. She was further up the list until I thought of a different one, so she stays at number 5. Number 4, we have Shuri from Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. I thought she was a great addition to the MCU and an amazing princess who kicks ass. She's on the list.
May I step in here?
Sure.
That's a Disney movie.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, I have one that's a Disney movie, too.
Okay, replacing Shuri, unfortunately, because she doesn't fall into the parameters of Disney, replacing Shuri with Princess Fiona from Shrek.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Boom. Number 3, we're going with Princess Arwen from Lord of the Rings. The Princess of Rivendell. Number 2, to me, one of the all-time classics, one of the all-time greats, Princess Peach.
Okay, fair. Yep, that makes sense.
It works because the movie just came out. Number 1, the best princess in all of the galaxy.
Oh, it's not on my list.
Princess Leia. She's got the crown. She's the best princess of all time. That's just
objectively, I will agree with you. But this is about our favorites.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll save my honorable mention until after you give your list.
Top 5 Disney princess, non-Disney princesses. Nice try. Number 5, and I think you might be upset that this one didn't make your list. I think you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot here a little bit, but we'll see. Number 5, Anna Valerius from Van Helsing.
Oh,
and that's pretty much just for Kate Beckinsale. Let's be real, but. She's an awesome character in an otherwise not great movie, but she's so cool, and it's Kate Beckinsale, so.
I would take off Fiona and put her in there.
Number 4, Mia Thermopolis from The Princess Diaries.
Oh,
easy.
What?
Easy. I loved that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I loved it. She deserves it. It's a great movie. Number 3, Ophelia from Pan's Labyrinth, who doesn't become a princess until the end, but still.
She was on my list, and I took her off because of that reason.
Oh, but she's a princess. By the end of the movie, she is a princess.
You're right in a way. But that's why she didn't make my list. Anyway, go ahead.
You're right in a way is so condescending.
Good job.
Number 2, Princess Mononoke.
Okay. Okay. I knew she.
I think it just makes sense, and especially after the Nausicaa fiasco, I wanted to give a little bit of love to Miyazaki, and Princess Mononoke is amazing. And number 1, it was your number 5, and it's Anastasia. I love Anastasia. I think Anastasia is arguably one of the best. I mean, clearly, I actually think it is the best princess movie ever. I think, it's amazing, and she's amazing. So
my honorable mention, and I told Brody earlier that the only reason she didn't make the list is because she's a shitty princess and a terrible person. But she's
pretty sure I know.
But she's in one of the best movies ever made ever, A Knocks in a Moon.
Oh, that is not what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Well, Knocks in a Moon was a queen in The Mummy, wasn't she?
No. Was she?
Okay. I thought so.
I thought she was.
I thought
she was the princess. It was the king's daughter, no? The Pharaoh's Daughter?
I thought you were going to say, and this isn't mine, so I'm just going to say it. I thought you were going to say Princess Buttercup. Because
I thought you were going to say Princess Buttercup.
No, Princess Bride is an amazing movie, but Princess Buttercup kind of sucks. That's just a fact, in my opinion.
Yes, and that's why she didn't make the list.
No, me neither. I love that movie. I love everything about it. I even love that she kind of sucks. Like, that makes the movie more charming, but I can't put her up there on my list because she kind of sucks. My honorable mention kind of goes hand in hand with your number one.
Oh.
And it's Princess Vespa from Spaceballs, which is Leia
Hey!
in the Spaceballs movie.
That's amazing.
I couldn't actually put her on my list, but she's so funny.
That's so us to have Star Wars Leia and Spaceballs Leia on our list.
That's very true.
So
That's very, as much as I don't care for Star Wars, I love Spaceballs.
Brody's idea for the list, folks. Great idea. I loved it. I was going to go for big bug movies.
And really, we would have had 8-legged freaks at the top of our list, and that was it.
Number 1, 8-legged freaks.
That's
The
it.
end.
I can't think of anything else. That brings us to the end of our second episode of Apocalyptic April. Hope you enjoyed. Please let us know your top 5 non-Disney princesses in the comments. Make sure you'll watch Escape from New York for next week.
I'm so excited. Snake Eyes. Wait,
Is that what it is?
No.
That's G.I. Joe.
no, his name's Snake.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Oh,
I don't know if that.
I've never seen
I don't
it.
know if that what I said is from the movie, but his name's Snake, and he's got an eye patch. If you like the video, if you've come this far, please like, subscribe, and check us out for more. Next week, we'll be here. We love you all, Brody. Love talking movies with you. Thank you so much.
Always and forever. Love you. Love all of you. Take it easy.
Bye. Snake Eyes. Wait.